Ever wondered who the real kings of Hollywood are? Well, today, we're diving deep into the glitz and glamour of Tinseltown to unveil the top 10 Hollywood actors in history. Stay tuned, because we're about to send you on an amazing trip.
Stand up!
Number 10. Bert Lancaster. Bert Lancaster, a true titan of the silver screen, takes the 10th spot in our Hollywood Hall of Fame. This American actor became a legend of the industry, starring in some of the most iconic films of the 20th century. His career, spanning over 4 glorious decades, was testament to his unparalleled talent and magnetic on-screen presence. Lancaster wasn't just an actor, he was an icon. Known for his physicality, charisma, and remarkable range, he captivated audiences with each performance. But let's not just talk about his greatness. Let's dive into the cinematic journey that defined the legend of Bert Lancaster. His breakthrough moment arrived in 1946 when he graced the screen in The Killers, starring alongside the enchanting Ava Gardner. This role catapulted him into the limelight, and from that point forward, Lancaster became Hollywood's go-to leading man for over 4 decades. In the early years, he found himself typecast as the soft-hearted tough guy, a role he embodied flawlessly in films like Brute Force, Desert Fury, Vengeance Valley, and The Crimson Pirate. Audiences couldn't get enough of his rugged charm and undeniable screen presence. But where Lancaster's brilliance truly shines, his ability to break free from stereotypes and embrace the full spectrum of his craft. As he matured in the industry, he ventured into more challenging roles that showcased his versatility. Films like Judgment in Nuremberg, Birdman of Alcatraz, Atlantic City, and Field of Dreams stand as testaments to his range as an actor. Throughout his illustrious career, Lancaster earned his place among Hollywood's elite, racking up 4 Academy Award nominations. Notably, he secured victory in 2 instances, etching his name in the golden history of cinema. The British Academy Film Awards, BAFTAs, and a Golden Globe also recognized his stellar contributions to the world of film. More than 1,300 passionate movie fans have spoken, casting their votes to celebrate the best of Bert Lancaster's illustrious career. With over 70 years of cinematic excellence, Lancaster stands as one of the most iconic stars in Hollywood history. His journey through film is a testament to daring performances, unforgettable moments, and a versatility that set him apart. From the noir intensity of The Killers to the eternal romance of From Here to Eternity, Lancaster's filmography reads like a journey through the heart of Hollywood's golden era. His on-screen chemistry with Deborah Kerr is etched in cinematic lore, creating moments that resonate through time. This curated list brings together some of Lancaster's greatest roles, showcasing the depth of his talent. Witness his Oscar-winning brilliance in Elmer Gantry, where he delivers a performance that echoes in the halls of cinema history. Sweet Smell of Success sees him in a star turn that defines the term larger than life. The classics kept rolling with Birdman of Alcatraz and 7 Days in May, shining examples of the immense range Lancaster brought to each character. Whether you crave drama, romance, or suspense, Lancaster's filmography has it all. Number 9. James Dean. Now, let's turn our spotlight to the iconic James Dean, a legend whose flame burned brightly, even if only for a short while. Despite leaving us at the tender age of 24, James Dean's impact on Hollywood and the hearts of audiences endures as a timeless testament to his undeniable talent. James Dean wasn't just an actor, he was something else, drawing audiences into his world with a raw vulnerability that endured. The 3 films he starred in were not just movies, they were windows into the soul of a performer who bared it all on the silver screen. Dean's brutally honest performances lingered in the hearts and minds of viewers long after the credits rolled. When we conjure the image of James Dean, it's often that of a lackadaisical teen, with slick-backed hair and a cigarette dangling between his lips, an embodiment of the rebellious characters he portrayed on screen. Yet the truth is more profound. Dean's on-screen personas were reflections of his own life, his struggles, and his unapologetic individuality. Tragically, Hollywood lost this heartthrob at the age of 24 in a car accident in 1955. Despite the brevity of his film career, James Dean had already established himself as a cultural icon and one of the brightest acting talents of his time. His most famous role, as the unruly teenager Jim Stark in Rebel Without a Cause, premiered shortly after his untimely death, garnering critical acclaim and solidifying his legendary status. As we delve into Rebel Without a Cause, we find a character, Jim Stark, whose tumultuous journey mirrors the challenges of James Dean's own difficult childhood. Born in the small town of Marion, Indiana, Dean's early years were shaped by the fields of his father's farm. The move to Santa Monica, California, marked a shift from farm life to dentistry, symbolizing a significant change in the Dean family's trajectory. As a child, James Dean's life was a symphony of contradictions, an overture to a future that would redefine Hollywood's concept of a leading man. His early years in the small town of Marion, Indiana, painted a portrait of a boy out of step with societal expectations. While not particularly close to his father, Dean found solace and understanding in the special connection he shared with his mother. In the 1930s, as other boys played traditional roles, Dean immersed himself in unconventional pursuits. He dreamt of becoming an actor, spending his days learning to tap dance, creating art, and playing the violin. These passions, unaligned with societal norms, hinted at the nonconformist spirit that would later define his career and legacy. Biographer Michael DeAngelis, in Gay Fandom and Crossover Stardom, James Dean, Mel Gibson, and Keanu Reeves, notes that Dean believed his mother was the only person capable of understanding him. Dean's fame skyrocketed with films like East of Eden, earning him a Golden Globe for Best Dramatic Actor and his first Oscar nomination. His second and final Oscar nod came for the 1956 Western Giant, released posthumously. Beyond the silver screen, Dean had a profound impact on popular culture. His impact reverberated not only in film, but also in the realms of rock and roll and youth culture. Notorious for his rebellious nature, Dean brought an unscripted and improvisational approach to his craft. Disregarding lines and directorial instructions, he worked on instinct, often challenging and aggravating his co-stars. Actor Eli Wallach recalled Dean's unpredictable behavior, noting he would work depending on how he felt at the moment. This spontaneity, though irksome to some, was integral to Dean's artistry. Even amidst complaints about his erratic behavior, director Elia Kazan embraced Dean's disruptive style. When co-star Raymond Massey approached Kazan with concerns, the director encouraged Dean to persist, recognizing the authenticity it brought to the scene. Dean's unscripted brilliance added hues of unpredictability, contributing to the vivid cinematic palette he left behind. On one occasion, while filming East of Eden, Dean's co-star, Raymond Massey, approached Kazan to complain about Dean's erratic behavior. Kazan responded by telling Dean to keep it up because Massey was getting irritated, and that's the color I want in the scene. Number 8. Orson Welles. Our journey through the greatest Hollywood actors of all time continues, and now, let's shine the spotlight on the multifaceted genius, Orson Welles. Orson Welles wasn't just a filmmaker. He was a cinematic maestro, forever changing the industry with his prolific and groundbreaking contributions. Known for his remarkable epic Citizen Kane and the film noir masterpiece Touch of Evil, Welles' brilliance extended beyond the director's chair. As a director, Welles directed several movies that acted as landmarks in cinematic history. His influence on the film noir genre in the 1940s and 1950s reshaped its shape and scope, solidifying his position as a trailblazer in the world of cinema. The cinematic landscape would not be the same without the genius of Orson Welles. But Welles wasn't confined to the directorial realm. His acting performances were equally unforgettable. In the 1949 classic The Third Man, Welles delivered a memorable performance that added another layer to his artistic legacy. Additionally, his writing credits for movies such as 1943's Journey into Fear showcased the depth of his creative talents. Welles' influence wasn't limited to the silver screen, it transcended into other media formats. In a bold move, he produced and narrated an infamous radio broadcast based on H.G. Wells's 1898 novel War of the Worlds. The broadcast was so convincing that it led to widespread panic as people believed it was a real news report. Wells's impact on radio showcased his ability to captivate audiences across different mediums, making him a central figure in 20th century entertainment. Now, let's talk about Wells's cinematic masterpieces. His first feature, the legendary Citizen Kane in 1941, stands as a testament to his versatility. Welles not only directed but also wrote, starred in, and produced this groundbreaking film. Considered by many as the greatest film of all time, Citizen Kane delves into the mysterious death of a wealthy newspaper publisher, played by Welles himself, unraveling a compelling narrative through innovative storytelling techniques. Welles' on-screen presence was as colossal as his impact behind the camera. Apart from Citizen Kane, he starred in films like The Stranger, The Lady from Shanghai, and Touch of Evil. His versatility as an actor allowed him to seamlessly transition between roles, showcasing the depth of his talent. As we navigate the cinematic landscape shaped by Orson Welles, we can't help but marvel at the enormity of his contributions. A filmmaker, actor, and visionary, Welles dominated the 20th century entertainment landscape. Number 7. Laurence Olivier. Now, our journey through the Hollywood Hall of Fame brings us to the iconic Sir Laurence Olivier, a thespian whose brilliance on stage and screen is truly legendary. Olivier, often considered one of the greatest actors of all time, is remembered for his mesmerizing performances. Over a career spanning 6 decades, this late English actor earned 4 Oscars and 3 Golden Globes, making him a true luminary in the world of cinema. What set Olivier apart was not just his accolades, but his ability to transform himself with each role. He once quipped, "I can never be myself in a movie. I have to have a pillow up to my jumper, a false nose, or a mustache or wig. I cannot come on looking like me and be someone else." This chameleon-like quality allowed him to disappear into characters, bringing them to life with unparalleled authenticity. While Olivier is best known for his psychologically intense Shakespeare adaptations, both as an actor and a director, his cinematic repertoire extends far beyond the bard's work. Born in Surrey, England in 1907, Olivier's journey to stardom began on the British stage, where he garnered acclaim for performances, notably in Noel Coward's Private Lives. But Olivier's impact wasn't confined to his on-screen prowess. He played a pivotal role in making British actors and films popular on the international stage. His love for theater was profound, with nearly 100 plays under his belt, and his influence as a director was equally significant, always taking on starring roles in the films he directed. Now, let's dive into some of Olivier's most iconic roles. With 10 Oscar nominations and numerous wins, including Best Actor for his role in Hamlet, he had a lasting impact on cinema. His notable films include Marathon Man, Henry V, and Alfred Hitchcock's Rebecca, showcased the breadth of his talent and the lasting impact he had on the industry. Laurence Olivier's legacy is not only marked by awards, but by his outstanding achievements as an actor, producer, and director. He received not 1, but 2 honorary Oscars, one for his lifetime achievement, and another for his exceptional contributions to Henry V. Number 6. Spencer Tracy. Tracy, celebrated as the 9th greatest star by the American Film Institute from classic American cinema, made a lasting impression in his illustrious 30-year career, gracing the silver screen with his unparalleled talent in a staggering 75 films. What sets Tracy apart is not only his impressive filmography, but also the distinction of being the first actor to clinch 2 consecutive Best Actor Oscars. His wins for Captain's Courageous in 1937 and Boys Town in 1938 were a testament to his versatile and accomplished performances. This feat remained unmatched until the legendary Tom Hanks replicated it 55 years later. Tracy's legacy is not confined to his awards. He's perhaps best known to modern audiences for his enchanting on- and off-screen partnership with the equally iconic Katharine Hepburn. Together, they delivered cinematic gems like Woman of the Year and Adam's Rib, which forever changed the romantic comedy genre. Often regarded as America's on-screen dad, Tracy's performances exuded a lovable, paternal quality that endeared him to audiences. From his wizened, paternalistic roles in later career hits like Guess Who's Coming to Dinner and Judgment at Nuremberg, to the intensity he brought to dramas like Fury and 30 Seconds Over Tokyo, Tracy's versatility knew no bounds. As we delve into Tracy's filmography, we find excellence in every genre he tackled. Whether it's the comedic chemistry with Hepburn, the late career gravitas, or the intensity of his dramatic roles, Tracy's brilliance shone through. Number 5. Clark Gable. Here, we're diving into the realm of Hollywood royalty, and who better to discuss than the one and only king of Hollywood, Clark Gable. With a career spanning nearly 4 decades, Gable's impact on the silver screen is nothing short of legendary. He graced over 60 films, earning his stripes as a certifiable leading man for a whopping 30 years. Even though his last film hit theaters in 1961, Gable's name and legacy endure, thanks to a string of iconic performances that have stood the test of time. Born as William Clark Gable in 1901 in Cadiz, Ohio, this cinematic giant had a diverse range of interests, from playing in a town band to reading Shakespeare's sonnets and fixing up cars. His journey into acting kicked off in 1925 as an extra in films like The Merry Widow and The Plastic Age. However, it was the 1930s that saw Gable ascend to stardom, sharing the screen with luminaries like Joan Crawford and Greta Garbo. In 1934, Gable hit the jackpot with a role that would solidify his place in Hollywood history. The movie not only catapulted him to stardom, but also made him one of the most consistent box office earners in the industry. His ability to command the screen and share electric chemistry with leading ladies made him a fan favorite. Nicknamed the King of Hollywood, Gable's illustrious career spanned an impressive 37 years. He secured his place in cinematic history with a brilliant Oscar-winning performance in It Happened One Night in 1934. The critical success of the 1939 epic Gone with the Wind only solidified his regal moniker. Here's a fascinating tidbit. In 1996, the iconic director Steven Spielberg, a champion of preserving film history, anonymously acquired Gable's only Academy Award and returned it to the Academy. Such was the reverence for Gable's contribution to the world of cinema. Gable, known for his comedic prowess and the ability to deliver intensely emotional performances, showcased his versatility in films like The Misfits, a piece that deconstructed his celebrity image. This John Huston-directed, Arthur Miller scripted drama, also starring Marilyn Monroe in her final film, is often regarded as the pinnacle of Gable's career. Interestingly, Gable believed it to be his finest performance. Despite post-war years being deemed somewhat unremarkable for Gable, with a few exceptions, The Misfits stood out. The film, portraying Gable as an aging cattle rustler, saw the 59-year-old actor undertake a grueling crash diet to embody the role authentically. True to his machismo, Gable insisted on performing his own stunts, adding another layer of authenticity to his portrayal. Just 2 weeks after completing the filming of The Misfits, Gable, often described as a lumberjack in evening clothes due to his rugged charm, drew his last breath. A seasoned smoker with 3 packs a day, cigars and pipes, Gable succumbed to a heart attack, his third shortly after the film wrapped. What resonates, however, is the enduring image of a man who epitomized a graceful masculinity, something many admired. Even in his last days, Gable's demeanor remained a beacon of strength and composure. In defining his vision of manhood, he articulated, "The things a man has to have are hope and confidence in himself against odds. He's got to have some inner standards worth fighting for, and he must be ready to choose death before dishonor without making too much song and dance about it." That's all there is to it. Contrary to his famous line, Gable did give a damn. His life was more than just a collection of roles. It was a testament to a sterling sense of style, an enviable urbane masculinity, and a commitment to his craft. From cowboy to playboy, soldier to star, Gable's journey was nothing short of extraordinary. In homage to this self-described lucky slob, the King of Hollywood, and an archetypal rake, we salute a life well lived. Number 4. John Wayne. The legendary John Wayne, known as the Duke to many, is about to take us into the rugged terrain of Hollywood's Wild West. John Wayne wasn't just an actor, he was a cinematic legend. His towering presence on the screen earned him the Oscar for Best Actor in a leading role for True Grit, and he locked in a nomination for the gritty war drama Sands of Iwo Jima. Wayne's contribution to the Western genre was nothing short of revolutionary, shaping the very essence of what it means to be a man for an entire generation. As the godfather of Westerns, Wayne didn't just dominate the golden age of Hollywood. His name echoed through the halls of cinema, becoming synonymous with rugged heroism and unyielding masculinity. His movies weren't just fleeting moments on the silver screen. They became enduring classics that ran on TV for ages. Even if you haven't seen his films, chances are you've heard the name John Wayne. He's become a pop cultural symbol, quoted tirelessly in films and beyond. Now here's a fun fact. Wayne played the male lead in a staggering 142 of his film appearances, a record that stands tall to this day. But here's the twist. Beyond the stoic cowboy image, Wayne revealed a down-to-earth sense of humor. Picture this: the Duke in a pink bunny suit for an episode of Rowan and Martin's Laugh-In, and flexing his comedic chops in various funny films. One of his standout roles was, ironically, in a film that veered away from the Western or war genre, The High and the Mighty, released in 1954. Directed by William Wellman and based on Ernest K. Gann's novel, the movie showcased Wayne as Whistling Dan Roman, the first officer of a troubled DC-4 civilian flight from Hawaii to San Francisco. As the heroic airman facing serious engine problems, Wayne's performance soared, earning him widespread acclaim. Now, despite his prolific output, Wayne clinched only a single Best Actor Oscar, and that was for the 1969 movie True Grit. He snagged a nomination for Best Actor in Sands of Iwo Jima, and another as the producer of the Best Picture nominee The Alamo, a film he also directed. But that's not all. Did you know that in 1973, he dropped a best-selling spoken word album titled America, Why I Love Her, which even scored a Grammy nomination? In the twilight of his career, John Wayne wasn't just a cinematic figure. He transformed into an American folk legend. A hero to some, a villain to others, thanks to his outspoken, politically conservative views. Wayne, even though he avoided political roles on screen, was an ardent supporter of figures like Richard M. Nixon, Barry Goldwater, Spiro T. Agnew, and Ronald Reagan. To him, these leaders embodied the best ideals of Americanism and anti-communism. Number 3. Fred Astaire. We waltz our way to the third spot on our Hollywood Greatness Countdown with the incomparable Fred Astaire leading the way. Fred Astaire, born Frederick Austerlitz, was not just a man. He was a symphony of movement, a maestro of choreography, and an actor who effortlessly glided into the hearts of audiences. While he might be more celebrated for his dancing prowess, his foray into acting was nothing short of remarkable. Breaking into the film industry in his 30s after honing his craft on the stage, Astaire quickly became a sensation. Winning a Best Supporting Oscar in 1975, he made an unforgettable impression of Hollywood. Astaire's life was a dance in itself, rhythm of success and creative brilliance. In a surprising turn of events, a biopic about his life, starring Tom Holland, was announced in 2021, a testament to the enduring allure of Astaire's legacy. Now let's tap our way through the golden era of musicals, where Astaire's collaborations with the great Ginger Rogers became legendary. From the elegance of Top Hat to the rhythmic Shall We Dance and the timeless Swing Time, Astaire's early work set the stage for his ascent as one of the greatest musical stars of all time. The magic continued with later classics like The Bandwagon, Daddy Longlegs, and Finian's Rainbow. Astaire's filmography, however, extends far beyond his musical collaborations. In a cinematic journey spanning 20 films, his performances showcase a range that goes beyond the dance floor. As a dancer, Astaire was known for his perfectionism, demanding multiple takes to achieve the most precise movements. His steps were not just steps, they were poetry in motion, complemented by impeccably styled outfits featuring top hats and coats. After conquering the stage in London and Broadway, Astaire gracefully glided into Hollywood. His partnership with Ginger Rogers blossomed in Flying Down to Rio in 1933 and took center stage in their first starring vehicle, The Gay Divorcee, in 1934. As Rogers famously said, she did everything Astaire did, only backward and in heels, highlighting the duo's dynamic and Astaire's unique ability to share the spotlight. Number 2. James Stewart. Imagine the camaraderie among soldiers, the clinking of medals, and amidst them, a Hollywood icon in military uniform, James Stewart, affectionately known as Jimmy Stewart. As we ascend the ladder of Hollywood greatness, we find ourselves at the second rung. And who better to represent this stellar height than the man who not only graced the silver screen, but also fought alongside his fellow countrymen? James Stewart's journey to greatness took an unexpected detour during World War II. Imagine the surreal scene of sharing a trench not with fellow actors on a movie set, but with real soldiers, a scenario inconceivable in today's Hollywood. After starring in over 25 films, including the Oscar-winning The Philadelphia Story, Stewart, a New Yorker, also known by the stage name Jimmy Stewart, enlisted in the U.S. Army, putting his acting career on hold for a 5-year military-induced hiatus. His return to Hollywood marked an iconic moment with It's a Wonderful Life, a film that reunited Stewart with director Frank Capra. Yet, it was a legendary Alfred Hitchcock that Stewart crafted some of his most memorable works, including Rope, Vertigo, Rear Window, and The Man Who Knew Too Much. Not to be overshadowed, Stewart's exceptional collaboration with director Anthony Mann in darker Western films adds another layer to his versatile repertoire. A century after his birth in Pennsylvania and more than 2 decades since his passing, James Stewart's legacy remains tightly woven into the fabric of the American imagination. A man we remember for his even-tempered demeanor, yet on screen, he often erupted like a tempest. We recall him as the embodiment of the native bumpkin, but beneath that facade lurked a shrewd intellect. Laconic in our memories, he, in reality, spoke with a torrent of words, and although we perceive him as unfazed, his on-screen tears surpass those shed by any other major actor. Why then do we persist in painting Stewart with the brush of simplicity? Perhaps it's the characters he portrayed, masking complexity with a veneer of simplicity. Flying off the handle on screen, Stewart revealed a depth that transcended the roles he played. His characters were not what they seemed. They were smarter, deeper, stronger, angrier, creepier, weirder, braver, simply better than the audience might have initially guessed. In the paradox of his performances, Stewart captivated audiences by playing men who concealed their true emotions from other characters while baring their souls to us. His expressions conveyed suppressed anger at the mob, concealed smiles of contempt for the villains, and desperate attempts to maintain composure at the sight of a leading lady with the wrong hairstyle. James Stewart's importance in the cinematic landscape cannot be overstated. His acting career, a tapestry of contradictions, is unequivocally the best in the history of cinema. This assertion is not a boast but a matter of fact, requiring neither undue confidence nor a mystical formulation. A cursory glance at James Stewart's filmography dispels any doubt about his cinematic prowess. He wasn't just a star. He was a luminary that illuminated the silver screen for longer than most. His collaborations with the finest directors, Hitchcock, Capra, Ford, Anthony Mann, among others, form an unparalleled legacy. Classics and near-classics adorned his repertoire, from Ernst Lubitsch's The Shop Around the Corner to Don Siegel's The Shootist. Hitchcock, recognizing Stewart's brilliance, entrusted him with roles in masterpieces like Vertigo, a standout performance, and lesser celebrated yet equally compelling turns in The Man Who Knew Too Much in 1956 and Rear Window in 1954. In the latter, Stewart delicately conveys a burnt-out sexual attraction for Grace Kelly, adding an unexpected emotional layer. This extra edge, the unforeseen emotion, or shading, became a trademark of Stewart's performances, making each portrayal richer and more nuanced. Amidst the pantheon of Hollywood stars, what set Stewart apart was his ability to embody the average man. The term itself is misleading, for no one truly sees themselves as average, and life's emotions and experiences are far from ordinary. Stewart's characters were often labeled as average men, yet there was nothing middling about what he revealed. He elevated the ordinary to the extraordinary, infusing his roles with depth, complexity, and a profound reflection of the human experience. In the tapestry of cinematic history, James Stewart's enduring appeal and lasting achievement find their roots in this paradox. He played the average man like no other, turning the ostensibly mundane into the extraordinary. Number 1. Humphrey Bogart. Here we stand at the pinnacle of Hollywood's grandeur, and at the zenith, we find none other than the face of classical cinema, the incomparable Humphrey Bogart, affectionately known as Bogey by his friends. His journey, a cinematic odyssey that began on Broadway alongside Spencer Tracy, took an unexpected turn through the Navy before he graced the silver screen. Bogart's ascent in the film industry was marked by iconic performances and black and white masterpieces that transcended not just his era but the very essence of cinema. Starting as a supporting actor, his exceptional talents quickly earned him recognition, culminating in the well-deserved Academy Award for Best Actor in 1952 for The African Queen. However, one can't help but feel that more Oscar accolades should have adorned his illustrious career, considering his unforgettable roles in timeless classics like Casablanca, In a Lonely Place, The Treasure of Sierra Madre, and The Maltese Falcon. Humphrey Bogart, now etched in the annals of movie history, faced the arduous journey from B-movie villain roles to becoming an enduring icon. The American Film Institute's proclamation of Bogart as the greatest male movie star of all time resonates in the industry's memory. He not only portrayed hard-boiled detectives in film noir, defining the genre with roles like Sam Spade and Philip Marlowe, but also breathed life into unforgettable characters such as Fred C. Dobbs, Lieutenant Commander Philip Francis Quee, and Charlie Nutt. Even for a talent as exceptional as Humphrey Bogart, the road to Hollywood stardom wasn't paved with gold from the start. Before gracing the silver screen in leading roles that would define an era, Bogart found himself in the shadows, appearing in dozens of forgettable movies that barely scratched the surface of his potential. The turning point, or perhaps the crossroads, came when Bogart, in a stroke of brilliance, portrayed the villainous Duke Manty in The Petrified Forest. While the performance was stellar, it led to a period of typecasting that saw Bogart trapped in the role of gangsters, relegated to more than 20 low-budget Warner Brothers productions. His journey to the A-list was a challenging odyssey, marked by supporting roles in around 5 to 7 movies a year, most of them far from remarkable. Bogart, once the embodiment of the menacing gangster in roles like Nick Bugs Fenner in Bullets or Ballots, Joe Red Kennedy in San Quentin, and James Frazier in Angels with Dirty Faces, found himself ensnared in the limitations of stereotype. The silver lining in his period came with his portrayal of Hugh Babyface Martin in William Wyler's Dead End, a role that earned him widespread acclaim and hinted at the depth of his untapped potential. Humphrey Bogart's journey to becoming a leading man in Hollywood was not a swift ascent, but a series of strategic moves and breakthrough performances that gradually dismantled the chains of typecasting. The pivotal moment arrived when his portrayal of Michael O'Leary in Dark Victory showcased his versatility as a romantic lead, hinting at the layers beneath the tough exterior he had been confined to. However, it was High Sierra that catapulted Bogart into stardom and secured his position as a sought-after leading man. Fighting tooth and nail for the role of Roy Mad Dog Earl, Bogart's determination led him to convince other actors to decline the part, forcing the studio's hand to cast him. This marked a turning point, as High Sierra showcased Bogart's ability to carry a film and elevated him from supporting roles to top billing. Movies like High Sierra and The Maltese Falcon provided significant boosts to Bogart's career, but it was Casablanca that etched his name in the annals of Hollywood's greatness. His portrayal of the love-lorn expat Rick Blaine not only earned him his first Academy Award nomination for Best Actor, but also revealed a new facet of Bogart's acting prowess. This romantic lead role showcased a more sensitive side, expanding his range and opening doors to a diverse array of characters. Phew, that was quite a journey through Hollywood history. Did your favorite actor make the cut? Let us know in the comments below. If you enjoyed this epic countdown, give us a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe for more upcoming content. Until next time, keep watching.